Update on Tropical Disturbance 1W, which continues to bother the Philippine Islands this morning. It's at 11.8 degrees north, 125.9 degrees east as of 8 AM on January 21st. 25 miles an hour, pressure 1006. The Philippine name, of course, Amang. We're still expecting significant amounts of rainfall to continue to fall over the islands. Already in some areas we have seen numbers getting close to 10 inches or 250 millimeters according to satellite estimates. It's a stage 3 still on the CDPS with more rainfall, possibly that amount again, and maybe even more than that, to fall in the eastern Visayas region over the next 24, 48, maybe even getting on to 72 hours. At the moment, it's just 73 miles east of Tacloban, just perched off the coast of Samar, 103 miles from Ormoc, 170 from Cebu, and 383 from Manila, the capital. The system's not likely to go to Manila, of course, but Signal 1 warnings in effect for now a smaller region this morning than they were looking at last night. It has omitted now part of the Mindanao region, leaving only Surigao del Norte on the main island of Mindanao. Here is the latest possible rainfall scenario from this point forth, so it doesn't account for the rain that's already fallen. This is how much more rainfall we could see in the next few days as the system stalls and then moves southwest according to some of the models. Here is a look at what the GFS model is saying in the next few days. So the system becomes less organized. You can see rainfall becoming much less concentrated, I suppose, and you can see it drifting about all across the Visayas region. What's left of the storm or the system moves off in a general southwesterly direction towards Palawan and into the Sulu Sea, but even by the end of the week into the weekend, Saturday, Sunday, we're still looking at significant amounts of rain falling over the central Visayas region, which will have already seen large amounts of rain falling, and this is just coming a few weeks after Usman. Sea surface temperatures remain fairly warm, around 27 degrees Celsius. The further it tracks north, of course, the cooler it will get. We don't expect it to track too much further north than it already has done. Looking at the GFS for the wind field here, you can see no greens, so that means that we're not expecting it to become a tropical storm, and that means that Signal 1 warnings will be the maximum that we will see across the Philippines, unless something unprecedented happens, but it doesn't look as though this system is going to intensify or even generate into a tropical cyclone anymore, it has to be said. But one or two models may be suggesting a very short-lived storm status. Nonetheless, here are the percentage chances of tropical storm force winds, still around a quarter chance for Surigao and Tacloban. 15% in Naga, 25% in Cebu as well, and as the further west the system goes, the less likely it's going to be due to high wind shear. So the HWRF leaves out just a little bit of hope for the system that it will become a tropical storm in about 24 hours, but it has been jumping around a little bit. I wouldn't put much faith into that. Wind shear is going to remain low, it will start to increase, and the track on the left hand side doesn't look very handsome, it has to be said. A stalling motion if the HWRF is to be believed, and a slow motion in terms of the GFS model. Either way, whatever we're looking at here, it's going to be the rainfall that's going to be the biggest threat from this system. Always has been, always will be for the rest of its duration. Rainfall amounts could exceed 250 millimeters more than what we've already seen. And of course wind speeds are not likely to get the tropical storm force winds, but there could be one or two tropical storm force gusts. Here's the last few hours. You can see rainfall amounts, lots of rainfall over northern Samar, moving off towards Masbate and southeastern Luzon, but the main bulk of the convection remains offshore, thankfully, and hopefully that will remain the case. Next update, 10 PM. You can follow Force 13's outlets, the website force13.com with the latest. You can also find our YouTube page, you're probably there already, but if not, subscribe if you haven't so far. You can also find our Facebook page, Force 13 all in text, and it's at Force 13 on Twitter if you'd like to get in touch with us on there. And if you wanted to feel like Christmas every other week, you can also become a patron on the project. You can help Force 13 become even better in the process. Find out more information at patreon.com/Force 13 to see what benefits you could have from that. With a special thanks to these patrons, too many to read out individually, but we thank them very much for their support through the project over several months now. You can also find Force 13 on Skype and Thule 13 on Discord at extension 9094 for tropical weather chat.